Hey, what's up, everybody? Video 44 coming at you with another video. All right, so for the fifth time, I believe it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I believe that's 5 times America has now vetoed a ceasefire proposal proposed toward the UN. We haven't said one single thing in regards to stopping that situation from being as it is, even though we know for a fact it's literally 50% children in Palestine that are taking on the brunt of all of these strikes against Gaza children, and it's being documented on social media for the last 2 years, and still America lines up next to Israel in lockstep unison, in spite every bit of the bad PR that Israel's been taking on, as the word continues to spread about what they're about and what they've always been about, what the imprint of their behavior looks like when they decide to engage in whatever conspiracies they do. America still lines up next to them and continues to spew Israeli propaganda content and rhetoric, rather, at these situations. Hamas this, Hamas that. I've had probably at least, not to exaggerate, probably about 300-400 conversations about this since this started. Maybe more, actually, probably more conversations on my channel about this. And you know, I've given you a million different tones. I felt it all throughout the course of this 2-year span. I've been watching it all the whole time, pretty much, and I don't even know if there's anything that I haven't said that could be said in this video. I'm so tired of turning on my Instagram feed and seeing children unalived in some of the most unimaginable ways. I'm not even disturbed by it anymore. It's exhausting. It's been exhausting. It's normal at this point. That's what Israel has done, is made those images normal, man. It's not at all abnormal at this point to see that. Just like it's not abnormal to see them gaslight all of us in regards to it. It's not abnormal to see them vote against the ceasefire. It's not abnormal to see politicians, celebrities be silent in regards to it. It's not abnormal to see them beat up protesters in this, wherever we may gather to protest this situation all over the world. It's not abnormal. None of this is abnormal anymore. All of this is what you can expect in this era. You just want to see this end with there being some Palestinian people left on Earth. That's what you want to see. Just besides DJ Khaled. You understand what I'm saying? It shouldn't be just DJ Khaled to represent the entire Palestinian lineage. But if you give Israel an opportunity, he'll be the last one left. And that's dark as hell, man. And I just have to ask, who's next? Who they gonna try to wipe out next? Once they get their bloodthirst quenched from this genocide, do they turn their attention to African Americans? Do they turn their attention to Mexicans? Do they turn their attention to Asian people? Do they turn their attention to good old American white boys? Who gets it next? Whose kids get the pleasure of being genocided by the chosen ones next? That's what I want to ask all of y'all Israeli apologists. Are you sure it ain't your people? Have you kissed their ass enough? Have you done enough pledging your allegiance to Israel to assure that they don't choose you for that next meal? Are you certain that's how you get it done? At this point in time, I'm over it. I'm over everybody who's sitting up here acting like they're not able to see what it is that we've been staring and screaming at the top of the mountains about for the past 2 years. I'm sick of people expressing to me how horrible October 7th was, as if it wasn't a part of the Zionist playbook to destroy their own people for the sake of the empathy that they hope to receive. I've watched people who call themselves intelligent continue to push this narrative as if it doesn't have Swiss cheese-like texture to it with all these damn holes in it. As if it doesn't look like a sheet that's been shot through at a gun range. Hamas this, Hamas that, underground tunnels. You gotta be embarrassed to say this stuff around anybody who has a thought in their brain worth talking about. You can't be serious thinking that anybody still buys this narrative with all the other evidence of the character of the Israeli regime. And furthermore, the settlers and Israeli people. The character behind those individuals that has alluded to their interests in engaging in this genocide with respect to those who defect against it, who are taking on a lot of hell for it. Salute. But it ain't too many, because the propaganda worked. And it's attached to religious exaltation of them. So of course it's easy to digest. It puts them on top of everybody else and normalizes their ability to engage in barbaric violence as a means of gaining support for the victimization narrative that also they've adapted to. It is depravity and the feedings of one's own inner demons all in one. I get to be the victim and the chosen ones if I'm adapting to this propaganda. Why wouldn't I choose to agree with this? It makes me the top of the line no matter what my mentality is. If I want to be the biggest bully, this propaganda is for me. If I want to be the most coddled victim, this propaganda is for me. It doesn't allow for you to default away from it because it exalts your worst and puts everyone else beneath your feet. You got to be a special kind of person to think your way around this, and they're not. 9 out of 10 of them are not. So they think killing children and dancing around people, eating sandwiches online, talking about I don't think it really matters because these people are horrible toward us, even though you're depraving them of all the most natural stuff. This is the most demonic propaganda agreed upon in modern day history. I don't think I've ever heard of anything that people have just so blindly agreed to that's more depraved and more demonic than Israeli propaganda, or Hasbro as they collectively call it. It is the worst propaganda in the world. It exalts you to be the best and the worst if you want to be. And it's ironclad because it's riddled in religion. A lot of people have drank that poison for so long and believe it so deeply that they're too far gone. And you see a lot of those people using their voice to further that propaganda and to further this agenda. Some of those people walk amongst us right now. Most of those people are in our American government, or they make up a majority of it apparently. Make up the people who control a lot of the different things that we have going on with our media and our platforms. They have drank this Hasbro poison and have agreed to it and believe that it best represents them and best represents their safety. And I'll tell them, just like I tell anybody else that's been brainwashed by some nonsense. You've been brainwashed by some nonsense. And it feeds all your demons, and that's exactly why you're engaging in it. You're not engaging in it because it's true. You're engaging in it because it makes you feel like you're better than me and everybody else for that matter. It gives you every excuse to be horrible toward others. And then furthermore makes it normal that you do. I tell all of you, this is not a good thing. If you're going to engage in that, know that it's not good for you. If you're going to engage in that, know that it's bad for your reputation and that for the safety of your children going forward. Because if people start getting an understanding of who you are in that regard, they're going to start turning their violent intentions towards you and your kids. And you're going to really be the victims that you think you are right now, for which you are not at all. It's a lie. You have it all. How could you be the victims? You got governments rigged to fit your needs. How can't you think your way through this? Or do you just agree because you're an evil human being? Because a lot of people just like being evil any damn way. You see that in different walks of life, but it don't make up the majority of people. This is a propaganda that is worked on people. This is a religious extremism that has been taught to an entire people. Some of them align with it spiritually. Others are just going along with it because they don't know anything else. But understand, you are no different than anybody else in the world that has bad culture in their heads, poisonous culture in their heads. And you got to think your way through it just like anybody else. You got to rise above it just like anybody else. And if you don't, it will be your undoing, just like anybody else. Unfortunately, you have to understand that you were not chosen for anything. You're not special in any way other than what it is you bring to the table as an individual. Your collective or group is going to make you be considered the worst of us if you haven't already gathered. Not the best of us, not the most chosen, but the worst is what you're going to be considered if you continue on this path. The Zionist playbook is an outdated playbook that does not work. It's yesterday's news. It's yesterday's plays. It does not work. We done figured you out. Everybody knows when you do something, as we were talking about in my earlier video today. We know when it's you. The psychological games you play, all that, I know you are, but what am I? All that, well, this is what we are, and so therefore we're better than you, and we can do whatever we want because we're us. That stuff does not, that posturing is outdated, and it ain't going to work going forward. You showed all of your cards in this genocide. So if you think you're on the winning side, you better know when it's time to shift your mindset towards something that adapts. Shift your mindset to the new world, Zionists. You may have it all, but you ain't going to keep it all, because it's going to take different things to keep it all, as I was telling you earlier. It's going to require a whole lot more than what you're doing to hold on to the powers that ultimately you've been enjoying and been feeding off of and getting fat and happy off of for the last 1,000 years. So unless you plan on destroying the world, which I wouldn't put past you, you're going to have to adapt to it. There's only options you got. And so that's what I want to say to all of them, man. Y'all can keep voting no on this. Y'all can folks keep on doing the ceasefire. Y'all can keep on doing the divide and conquer tactics and all that. It may work for another generation, especially amongst people who don't know any better and who are too stupid to look into anything. But the end of that mentality has begun. The presence of people who are communicating, we are planting the seed that's going to give birth to the fire that changes that mentality forever. I hope you know it. This is not a drill. Y'all better change your playbook. Video 44. Thank y'all for watching. I'm out.